Welcome back to Well, That's Interesting. The space is too old and vast. It's really terrifying edition.
Oh my God. It's not even like 10 seconds in and we're already talking about how vast space is.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this In-Betweeni is, it's just terrifying in terms of just space, like literal space.
Space is horrifying.
Yeah.
I never want to go. Everyone's like, I'm going to go to space. I'm like, I'm not.
I'm good.
I'm fine.
I'm good.
I want to stay here
Yeah.
in my apartment. Also, I can't afford it. I can't afford to go somewhere that I'm going to die. Like, if you go to space, you're probably going to die.
That's a good point.
It's like a 99% sure thing.
Yeah.
Of dying.
That's the end of our podcast.
Podcast over. We are done. Thank you.
Today, In-Betweeni 056, super old, super large, supermassive black hole.
Jesus.
Yeah. And Earth is covered in extraterrestrial dust.
Of course, we are covering black holes and extraterrestrial dust.
Yeah.
It just sounds like
What's that?
like Joy Division or like the Cure songs.
Yeah, it was something very emo.
It's very emo.
Or maybe those rock bands from like the early 90s.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking
my
about?
God. grunge.
Yeah, like a...
I
You
can
know what I'm saying?
see
I
it.
can see that.
What a vibe.
Yeah.
I feel that
They'd
vibe.
cover this.
Oh, yeah. 900%.
I'm Jill Chacha, and I am with the already horrified Marissa Riley.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Hello, welcome.
Yeah, if this is your first time listening, welcome to the flock.
Welcome.
Dr. Riley here comes in cold and learns everything in real time, just like you. So.
It's true. I had no idea what we were going to talk about today. And it turns out it's space. It's my least favorite place to visit. And we're going to talk about stuff in space and stuff that comes from space. Yep. Am I right?
You're absolutely right.
Oh my God. Yeah. I can't believe I wrapped my head around that enough to explain it to myself.
There you go. You did it. And this one, it took me a couple of days to like research and wrap my head around just the vastness. It's just too much. It's just too much.
I feel like the last episode we said holes 8,000 times. This episode we're just going to say vast.
Yes.
Space is vast.
It's just too...
Over and over.
It's just too fucking big.
It's too big.
Yeah. I guess we should begin.
We should.
Let's begin our first mind-shattering tale by heading just a wee bit back in time to January of this year.
Oh my God, wee bit? No, it was 1,000 years ago.
Where we're having an absolute ball at the virtual meetup of the American Astronomical Society.
Aww.
They know how to party. Anyway, it was here where Fei Zhuang of the University of Arizona and colleagues dropped a fucking bombshell that has completely upended what we knew about the growth of galaxies and black holes.
What a good party trick, you know?
That's right.
What a way to uplift your peers and coworkers.
At this event, they introduced the world to a quasar with the snappy name J03131806.
Everything you just said makes so little sense to me. I hope we talk more deeply about what a quasar is.
Oh, yeah. Well, from here on out, though, I'm going to call her J.O.
Okay.
J.O.
I can handle that.
Okay, and I'd like to throw some staggering fucking numbers at you about J.O. before we go ahead and explain what in the holy hell it all means.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
That sounds good.
Okay. Now, J.O. the quasar is 13.03 billion light years from Earth.
Okay, that's far, right?
So far
That's
away.
so far. Okay. I had to ask. I don't know. That could be like 3 minutes away. That could be like more than that away. Yeah.
Well, if you were traveling like at the speed of light, it would take 13 billion years to get there.
Okay.
Yeah. See, I know.
Wow.
I can't, man. I can't.
That's wild.
Yeah, so it's 13.03 billion light years from Earth, and at its creamy center is a supermassive black hole that is truly supermassive.
Supermassive.
Yeah, and here's what I mean. Everyone, I'd like you to imagine our glorious sun.
Oh, I can do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Now imagine 1.6 billion of them.
No, I'd rather not. Okay. That's too many.
Yeah. Now, I know that's hard, but try to imagine that many suns, because this black hole has the mass of 1.6 billion suns.
You think you just broke my head.
Yeah. I know. I know.
To say my mind is blown is an understatement.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My God.
Now, just a refresher on what mass is. It's a really watered down, definition of it. It's essentially how much stuff is in an object, like the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons. So it has the stuff of 1.6 billion suns, which is a lot of stuff.
So much stuff.
The heft of this black hole is just baffling.
Baffling.
It leaves me speechless and terrified.
I'm horrified.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Yeah, there is more. It's estimated that it ingests or sucks in the mass equivalent of 25 suns a year.
That's still a lot.
Which is like eating 2 suns a month. Size.
I ate 3 fish tacos for lunch.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to imagine if I ate 2 fish tacos.
Yeah.
But those fish tacos were suns.
There you go.
It's a lot.
That's
a lot of fish
to
think about.
It's a lot of fish tacos.
It's a lot of fish tacos. Oh my God.
My friends, this is possibly the oldest supermassive black hole of its kind. And we're going to break down these numbers and explain some shit, because you're probably asking, what the fuck is a quasar?
Yes.
How can a hole in space be that big? And why the fuck does this change anything? Well, let's break your mind even more. So
yeah, why do we, it's obviously big and daunting and eating a lot more than me, but or capable of it at least. But yeah, why do we care?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's start with quasars. Dr. Marissa, if you would, please tell us what those are as provided by our source, earthsky.org.
Nothing would make me happier. Okay, quotes. Astronomers believe that quasars are extremely luminous centers of galaxies in their infancy. They're located at vast distances from us, with their numbers increasing towards the edge of the visible universe. The intense radiation released by a quasar is thought to be powered by a supermassive black hole at its center. The radiation is emitted when material surrounding the black hole is superheated to millions of degrees by the intense friction generated by the particles of dust, gas, and other matter in the disk colliding countless times with each other. As matter in quasar heats up, it generates radio waves, X-rays, ultraviolet, and visible light. The quasar becomes so bright that it's able to outshine entire galaxies. Yeah. I want to use that for something, but I don't know what. But remember, quasars are very far away. They're so far from us that we only observe the active core of the galaxy in which they reside. We see nothing of the galaxy apart from its bright center. It's like seeing a distant car headlight at night. You have no idea what type of car you are looking at, as everything apart from the headlight is in darkness. End quote.
Yeah.
Jill.
Yes.
What did I just read?
Okay. Yeah. So our crazy bright quasar, JO, is the center of a baby galaxy born 13 billion years ago.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And at the center is just this massive, massive, supermassive black hole.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is such a metaphor for being an only child. I'm an only child. I am the bright center.
Yeah.
Of a galaxy, but I do have a giant hole that needs to be filled with fish tacos and Netflix shows like Squid Game.
Yeah. endless love. You have to constantly throw love at you.
Love. Do you like how I made this like crazy giant thing with its own crazy galaxy about me?
Yes.
Like that's the most only child. Yes. It is like so meta right now. Yeah. I'm gonna let you tell me more about it.
Say you're an only child without saying you're an only child.
I love it. Okay.
So our crazy bright quasar, JO, is the center of a baby galaxy born about 13 billion years ago, just a wee 670 million years after the creation of the entire universe.
Oh my God.
The universe itself was a baby when this thing was around.
Oh my God.
It was a mere 5% of its current age when this quasar/supermassive black hole became the fucking monumental size it was.
Jesus.
And that's what's so confusing to astronomers. How did she get that big so fast? She's breaking all the rules as to how black holes grow, which means we might have to rewrite some rules.
Oh shit! Oh
That's
my
right.
God! Rewriting the rules.
That's right.
Cue the game show music or whatever. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I should have had less coffee.
That's all right. You're doing
Just
great.
Ignore me.
So traditionally, for example, when a massive star, like 3 times the mass of our sun, uses up all of its hydrogen and fuel, what's left is a naked core that collapses under its own weight.
Oh my God.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
So,
wow, we have.
So this dying star is crushed, quote, to a point of zero volume and infinite density called the singularity, end quote, thespokebritannica.com.
The singularity.
I know.
So...
Yeah,
I feel very...
violated.
Weird. I feel like how I felt after I got my first Brazilian bikini wax. I didn't realize, like, they're there and you're naked and they hurt you.
Yeah.
And you pay a lot of money for it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel when you talk about the singularity.
It's only $99 this week, you know.
Yeah,
it's like a
to
deal.
get hurt.
To get naked and hairless.
Yeah.
So basically, you have yourself a black hole, an average black hole, when that happens, if you will.
Okay.
So a supermassive black hole is thought to form when a bunch of these average holes merge. And,
oh my God.
Yeah, and build up mass over time, like a shitload of time. Or so we thought. Oh. Dr. Marissa, please tell us the time astronomers originally believed it would take to form a supermassive black hole, as provided by the awesome folks over at astronomy.com.
I would love to. All right, quote, as these black holes plow through the dense gas within their host galaxy, it creates drag that causes them to rapidly migrate toward the galaxy's center. There, they can merge to form a single black hole with a mass of 10,000 to 100,000 suns. Mm-hmm. This process takes 50 million to 100 million years. In light of this theory, we can state that 800 million years after the Big Bang, supermassive black holes could already populate the cosmos. End quote.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah. But remember, my friends, JO was created way before 800 million years after the Big Bang and is way fucking bigger than 100,000 suns. She was made around 670 million years and is a whopping 1.6 billion fucking suns. So,
holy shit.
Totally blows us out of the water.
Yeah.
So in short, we're going to need a new or an additional theory as to how these beasts can be made. Enter co-author Zhao Hui Fan, definitely said this gentleman's name wrong, but the professor, a professor and associate head of the Department of Astronomy at the University of Arizona. He was like, maybe JO didn't form from merging.
Oh.
In fact, this black hole may not even have formed from a dying star.
What?
Yeah. In what he calls, quote, the direct collapse scenario, a massive primordial gas cloud made of cold hydrogen, 10,000 times the mass of our sun, just collapsed under its own gravity, creating a supermassive black hole from the start.
Oh.
Now, if you think clouds can't possibly have that much mass or weight or just weigh enough to cause a black hole, here's a fun fact. Yeah. Dr. Marissa, would you do the honors and tell us, on a beautiful day on Earth, when we're just having a beautiful walkabout, how much does the average fluffy cumulus cloud above us weigh?
All right, I would love to tell you. According to usgs.gov, quote, 1.1 million pounds, or about 551 tons. Holy shit. But that heavy cloud is floating over your head because the air below it is even heavier. The lesser density of the cloud allows it to float on the drier and denser air.
Yeah.
End quote.
Yeah. She just backed away.
It's like
Just backed away with her mouth open.
that's like telling me that like the picture that hangs over like our heads every day,
Yeah.
it, weighs 1.1 million pounds.
Yeah. I know.
And you're like, oh my God.
I know.
That's right there.
It's right there.
I'm pointing up. That's right there.
It's right there.
All the time.
Yep. I know. And
Jesus,
yeah.
that's weird.
Try
But
not-
but it's the air below it that's heavier,
It's heavier.
holding it up. And that's just this has been like 40 concepts that I am still wrapping my head around.
It's
wild.
It's a tough one.
Live here.
see, we do.
We live next to all of this shit.
We do.
It's happening right now.
And we live under it.
Oh my God.
It's right. And I
I really need to talk to my therapist earlier this week. I'm just gonna be like, did you know this shit? You know this is happening?
yeah.
Oh my God.
It's fucking happening. After the break. You know that heartwarming saying, we're all made of stardust?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, we're made of it, and we're fucking covered in it.
I knew it.
Yeah, find out just how much of the stuff and why. You gotta stay tuned.
Please do.
When Johann Rall received the letter on Christmas Day 1776, he put it away to read later. Maybe he thought it was a season's greeting and wanted to save it for the fireside. But what it actually was a warning, delivered to the Hessian colonel, letting him know that General George Washington was crossing the Delaware and would soon attack his forces. The next day, when Rall lost the Battle of Trenton and died from 2 colonial Boxing Day musket balls, the letter was found, unopened, in his vest pocket. As someone with 15,000 unread emails in his inbox, I feel like there's a lesson there. Oh well, this is The Constant, a history of getting things wrong. I'm Mark Chrysler. Every episode, we look at the bad ideas, mistakes, and accidents that misshaped our world. Find us at constantpodcast.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello everyone, Stakuyi here,
And I'm Gabby.
and we are the hosts of History of Everything, a podcast which you can probably guess by the name is, well, it's about everything. Do you want to know why people thought potatoes were evil and would give you syphilis? Are you curious about all the stories of the terrible and stupid ways that people have kicked the bucket over the years? Do you want to hear tales about all of the different badasses of history and the lives that they had brought to life? Well, if so, then look no further. History of Everything is just the right podcast for you. It's available on Spotify, Pandora, and anywhere else that you get your podcast from. Join us for some fun and just see how weird and wacky history can be.
Hey everyone, Jill Chacha here from Well, That's Interesting, and I am absolutely thrilled to tell you about Spotify for podcasters. I use it, I love it, and it all started by downloading the free Spotify for Podcasters app, which has all the tools you need in one place to record and edit your masterpiece of a podcast. Spotify for Podcasters also distributes your show to all major platforms. So when you hit publish, your episodes will stream not only on Spotify, but I'm talking about the Apples, the Googles, Stitcher, Good Pods, the other ones. You get the idea. And you can monetize your podcast with no minimum listenership required. You could also set up monthly subscriptions and record ads just like this one. So what are you waiting for? Download Spotify for Podcasters today and start changing the world. Oh, and please, stay interesting. And we're back.
We are so back.
We're so back. And something awesome did happen in 2020.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
But it was very, very tiny.
Okay.
Very, very, very teeny.
Okay.
Very teeny.
Okay.
Now, quoting up-and-coming magazine, nationalgeographic.com, quote, "The oldest material found on Earth is more ancient than our solar system."
Oh, that's very old.
Fucking old. Billions of years before our sun winked into existence, a dying star flung out dust into space.
That is my new favorite sentence.
Aw.
It sounds like something straight out of a Harry Potter book.
Some magical shit.
Some magical fucking dust from a star? Are you
I know.
kidding me?
I know, barf.
I feel like I should make a wish or something. Oh my god.
Now, a bit of that stardust, trapped in a meteorite that collided with Earth, was dated as the oldest material yet found on our planet.
Ooh.
The dust coalesced with other rocks inside what would become the Murchison meteorite, which lit up skies over Australia in September 1969 and careened to the surface of our planet.
Amazing. Okay.
A fresh analysis of these ancient rocks found grains of stardust that are between 4.6 billion years and roughly 7 billion years old.
That is so old.
God. Scientists estimate that these early dust pieces lurk in only about 5% of meteorites, but that hasn't discouraged them from continuing to hunt for these clues of our galaxy's history. End quote.
Amazing. Okay.
So, yeah, my friends, this speck of dust is a mere 8 micrometers across, and for perspective, that's smaller than the width of a human hair.
Oh, wow.
But scientists found it, dated it, and yeah, man, it's old.
I was going to
No.
say, I feel like people will start trying to buy this and putting it in like engagement rings, but that's just a little too small. If you can't see it, if you can't take a picture of it and put it on Instagram,
Yeah, no bride's gonna want
no
that.
one's going to want that.
Yeah. So, good news, you don't have to wait for a meteorite to hit Earth to find more of this teeny fucking stardust. Turns out the Earth is already swimming in it, and you may even be touching some super old shit right now.
Really?
Yeah.
In this Brooklyn apartment? Is there? I would actually believe that.
Yeah,
this
I
thing
think
is
so.
so goddamn old. There's definitely some fucking stardust in this old apartment.
Yeah. My friends, let's head back to the middle of nowhere. And please bring a coat.
I love it. Okay.
We're going to the southeast corner of Antarctica.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Home of the French-Italian Concordia Research Station. Over the past 20 years, physicist Jean Duprat and colleagues made 6 expeditions to this area, all in the name of research, and all to collect microscopic particles and space dust. Now, they were curious as to how much falls through our atmosphere and lands upon our great Earth. And Antarctica's isolated, barren location is the perfect place to collect uncompromised, well-preserved samples. Yeah. So, how does one find a microscopic needle in a snow-covered haystack the size of a continent?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Well, Dr. Marissa, please tell us their methods as described by livescience.com.
I would love to. All right, quote, researchers dug out large trenches of snow and carried the snow layers, in 44-pound barrels back to the laboratory at the research station, where they carefully melted the snow and collected the dust particles left behind. They then sorted the particles, removing contaminants like fibers from the researchers' snow gloves. And, quote, what a fucking task.
Yeah.
They're finding microscopic star shit
Yeah.
in snow. This is so long and cold.
Yep.
These people must fucking love this. I tip my hat to you guys.
Yeah,
Y'all are
yeah.
working hard for something so small.
My God. Yeah. If that sounds painstaking, it fucking is. But not as painstaking as the math involves to calculate how much stardust falls on our planet.
Ooh.
So I'm going to do you a favor and not talk about the math.
Okay.
And just skip and just skip to the end. My friends, 5,200 tons of stardust and asteroid bits cover the Earth every year.
Holy shit, there is definitely some in this apartment.
And that number is even more impressive when you take into account how teeny these bits are. They range in size between 30 and 200 micrometers in diameter. And again, for perspective, the width of a human hair is 70 micrometers.
So there could be one like lodged in my foot right now.
It could be, yes.
And it's so small that I wouldn't even feel it.
Yeah.
So so basically as a doctor, what I'm saying is there is stardust in our feet right now.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah, you can quote me on it.
Yeah, and for even more perspective, only about 10 tons of space rock survives entering our atmosphere and makes it to our surfaces, as compared to 5,200 tons of this dust.
Wow.
Now, if you're asking yourself, who gives a shit about dust? Well, a lot of people do, and maybe you should too.
Ooh.
Dr. Marissa, please tell us what massive secrets may lie inside these celestial Kinder eggs.
Ooh, I love a reference to a Kinder egg. Oh my gosh, now I want one. Okay, from livescience.com, quote, understanding the flux of extraterrestrial material to Earth is important for many fields of astrophysics and geographics because these space rocks and debris may have brought many elements to the planet. Some theories hold that elements and molecules originating from space rocks may have been crucial to the early development of life on Earth. End quote. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So basically we're saying that this dust may explain why we're here.
There you go.
I don't know if you guys... It may explain why we're here. That's some pretty important dust. I got goosebumps. Oh, whoa.
Yeah. So, no fucking biggie.
That's in my foot right now.
That's right. Life. It's life. So, Dr. Marissa, I have a few photos of this possible life-giving stuff. Would you like to see them?
I would love to see them.
It all looks like dust, but I thought, why the hell not? And just show you what these little guys look like.
Sure.
And these photos, of course, will be on our Instagram and Twitters and all the social media stuff, so please come on by.
Please do.
Voila, I've got 4 photos, and what does it look like?
All right. It looks like dust. Yes. I don't know how else to describe it. I'm seeing 4 photos. They're in black and white because I'm guessing these are very zoomed in pictures of these tiny things. The first one is a perfect circle.
I know, isn't that crazy?
That is wild.
Yeah.
I don't really know what dust looks like, but I can imagine it's not perfect.
Yeah.
Much like people. And the second one kind of looks like a circle, but it's got a lot of little cracks in it. It kind of looks like a rumpled up piece of paper but one that you really worked on, like making into a perfect ball. So it's tight, but it's still a piece of paper.
Work.
Yeah. The third one looks like a piece of coral. The last 2 look like pieces of coral.
That's a good one.
Or some sort of weird like organ tissue. Like they look very abstract.
Yeah. That definitely looks like it came from outer space.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It looks like space coral. I'm gonna
fun
end my description space coral.
That's a great way to end. In-Betweeni 056.
Amazing.
Yeah.
End on space. Coral that is in your feet.
That's right.
I need to stop saying that because then people are going to start believing that, and that's not a real thing. That is misinformation. That is a joke that I've taken too far. There's probably not space dust in or on your feet.
I'm going to take all of your medical advice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's...
I'm going to take it.
There is life explaining Earth dust. No, space dust. I don't know. I'm tired. I had too many tacos. Anyways, that was great.
Thank you for listening, subscribing, telling your friends about space coral, which is actually space dust. And please, stay interesting.
Please do.